Good evening, everyone. It is Dave. Welcome into modules 7 and 8. With that, it's going to put us halfway through the course. So congratulations on making it to the halfway point. This week, since we are done with the formal elements and principles of design, we're going to be covering modern art. That's what module 7 is going to be about. We're going to learn about Edward Manet. He is the father of modern art. And we're going to see this transition in art from going from something very traditional, artwork that utilizes chiaroscuro and linear perspective, to something that is more experimental and innovative, more quote-unquote modern. Our second lecture for Module 7 is on the modern art movements, everything from Impressionism to Cubism, Futurism, Surrealism, and we're going to end at Abstract Expressionism. In Module 8, we're going to begin our shift into the different artistic mediums that artists utilize. So we're going to talk about drawing and painting, two of the most important artistic mediums. So I'm excited to tell you about all of that. Let's head over to the Canvas site and I'll walk you through this week's module. All right, here we are on the Canvas site. We're going to cover Module 7 first. Up top, we have our video that you're watching. My office hours this week are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be on Wednesday and Thursday this week. We'll return to Monday and Wednesday next week. For Module 7, we just have the two lectures, one on Edward Manet and one on the different modern art movements. We do have a discussion board and a journal like usual, so let's pop over to those right now. We've got our lecture here, our study guide, and then for the further exploration section, we have quite a bit of material. You definitely want to watch the videos on Luncheon on the Grass and Olympia. This one down here on the Industrial Revolution is fairly short, but that can be optional for you. Up top, Edward Manet on his painting Music and the Tuileries, which we will see in the lecture. The Baudelaire's writing of the painter of modern life. I note that it is optional, but definitely check out a page or two of that. And then finally, a couple of links. One is to the Art Bulletin, and the other is the Musée d'Orsay's writings on Olympia. So those are both worthwhile to read. After that, we have our lecture on modern art, our study guide, and then we'll jump into the further exploration section. One of the cool things about modern art and modern artists is that they live more in our time. And so we actually have some video of some of these artists actually living and working and breathing and everything. And so Claude Monet, we actually have a video of him painting in his beautiful property in Giverny. The Futurist Manifesto I'm actually going to deal with in a little bit because that's the basis for both our discussion board and journal. The Mark Rothko auction is a definite watch. And then Christie's Modern Art auction just lets you know that modern art is still in like major interest, and it is just a really cool within the past year auction, and it is amazing how many millions of dollars these paintings sell for today. We get down to, let's cover journal number 7 first. So with journal 7, it deals with one of the coolest art historical writings, the founding and manifesto of futurism. And most of us just call it the Futurist Manifesto. So this is the very first time we have a manifesto, literally a writing from the artists who create this art about what it's about and what their ideas are. So this is a very cool reading, but it's also a very scary and very odd reading about these kind of very radical individuals and their thoughts and ideas. So I'm looking for a half-page to full-page reflection. I'm not asking you to tell me what the Futurist Manifesto is. I already know that. So you're looking at in terms of the reflection of, did it make sense to you? Do you see their points of view? Do you agree or disagree with their statements? And you want to kind of reflect on what the social climate was prior to World War I. This art movement begins in 1909. It closes in 1914 because all of these individuals go off to war, and unfortunately, many of them are killed in the first year of the war. Our discussion board this week also deals with Futurism and the Futurist Manifesto and the type of art that they produce. This is the artwork that we're going to deal with. And what I ask you to do, first of all, is to read the manifesto, so do that for the journal. The above artwork is called Visual Synthesis of the Idea, War, and is painted by Gino Severini in 1914. So there's a couple things I need you to do. First, come up with as many observations as you can about the painting. What objects or symbols do you see in the work? Then you want to answer the question, what does the title of the artwork mean? Why do you think the artist left out human presence in this painting? And then finally, respond to another group member. And you can agree or disagree with, add on to statements that they write. You will not see any posting until you post your own. And then keep in mind all the rules of netiquette apply. You get 5 points for each of those items. The post needs to be done by the 13th, and the reply by the 20th is when I begin grading these. And that is everything for Module 7. Let's head up to Module number 8. So Module 8 is set up the same way. Video on top, our introduction, office hours, Monday and Wednesday, and this is week 8. For the lecture on drawing, we have the lecture and the study guide. The further exploration section gives you a website to go to. This is Lori Lipton's website. It is kind of an optional website. She's just like my favorite artist, and I'll just click on it here real quick. She is cool because she's left-handed like me, and she uses pencil and charcoal in her works. They're extremely intricate, and they're just really, really cool. So check out her works. I can't say enough cool things about her, and I have met her a few times. She was actually the artist in residence at Cal State Fullerton many, many years ago. We also have the Spolvero technique. This is something you need to watch. There is a movie about Lori Lipton, and that is optional. I'll leave that up to you. If you find that you like her work, feel free to jump into that. But it is on the dark side, just as a warning. Lecture on painting, our study guide, and there's not really a whole lot of further exploration sections here. There's just a video on learning how to watercolor, because I think that's one of the more cooler mediums within the painting realm to utilize. And then we've got our module quiz. So quiz 4, 20 questions, multiple choice. You have 20 minutes to complete it, and it does cover the material in module 7 and 8. So Edward Manet, modern art, painting, and drawing are the subject matters. And we have one more journal. Journal number 8 is a lot of fun. You're going to be drawing some faces. So you're going to follow along with this TED Talk. The gentleman's going to do about 5 different faces. So you're going to draw Spike, Thelma, Jeff, Pam, and Einstein. And then you're going to create your own individual drawing of a face. So I hope you enjoy that. And you can do it all on one piece of drawing paper. Just divide it into 6 sections, and that would be perfect for your submission for this project. Of course, you can always stop by my office hours if you have any questions, or drop me an email. Otherwise, I will see you shortly to tell you about modules 9 and 10.